Alrighty, so this is just a quick tutorial on how to draw a basketball in Adobe Illustrator. So this would be good in the early stages just to get used to different tools. First thing we're going to want to do is open up Illustrator, and we're going to want to select New File over on the left here. We're going to come over to Print, and we're going to select A4. If you don't have the option for that, you can just click this little drop down here, come down to centimeters, and then type in those dimensions that you can see there. And we're just going to call this basketball once you have those presets in place. Click create, and in we go. First thing you're going to want to do is come over to the right here and select layers. You're going to rename this layer and you're going to call it shadow. You just double click the name and then you can retype it. You're then going to come over to the left here, right click and select this ellipse tool. You can also just press L. You're going to come over to the right here and we're going to turn off the stroke. We're then going to make the fill a light shade of grey. We're then going to draw a little oval shape, something like that. And then we're going to use the selection tool to move it into place. Next, we'll create a new layer and we'll call it basketball. We'll then use the ellipse tool again to press L or left to select it over here. Holding shift, we're going to draw the shape of the basketball to a size that will look good with the shadow that we've drawn before. Don't worry, you can always change it later. We're going to change the fill to a dark orange color. I'm going to go with that shade there. So you'll see here, if you want to move it, just use the direct selection tool and put it in place so that that looks something like a shadow. We're then going to select the shape here, come over to the left here, and we're going to click this little button here that says Draw Inside. Now, using the brush tool, so come over to the left here, we'll press B. We're going to select that tool. Double click it and you'll be able to adjust the smoothing. Let's go with the smoothest setting. Then we're going to change the color of this to be a darker shade of orange. So to do that, you can click the little plus here. And then I would just adjust this value here. And you'll get a shade of orange that is close, but still darker. With the brush tool selected and our fill changed, we are going to draw 4 lines. The first one needs to look something like this. The second line needs to look something like this. The third line is probably the funkiest. That's the shape we're going for. And then the fourth line comes over like so. So take a moment now, once you've got these lines, to shuffle them around. So you can just use the direct selection tool and then you can just double click them and move them. I think I'm happy with how that's looking. If you want to redo any lines, all you need to do is select them by double clicking, delete them, and then press B again, come back and draw that line. Cool. Once you have your shape looking how you want it, we are going to add one more little effect. We're going to add a little glow. So we're going to create a new layer and we're just going to go with glow. we're going to draw again by holding Shift a shape over about 60% of the basketball shape. We're going to turn off the stroke and turn on the fill, and we're going to make the fill white. Where you have this box here that says opacity, I just want you to bring that down to 20. We're then going to see how that looks. And again, reshuffle and move as you desire. Once you have all that done, we're going to export this. So we're going to rename this to basketball. We're then going to use the type tool just to add our name so that I know that it's your work. We are then going to go File, Export, Export for Screens. Select all, select Include Bleed. Save it to your multimedia folder. And for the format of this one, you can do JPEG or PNG. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go with JPEG. And then you'll see you have that cool little basketball illustration in that folder. So thanks for watching, and I hope this was a helpful tutorial.